Speaking of some injuries and somebody that might be returning is Jayson Tatum, right? So he's potentially coming back from Achilles repair. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember anybody coming back kind of in the playoff run time from Achilles, especially Achilles repair. But typically those people are coming back at the beginning of the season or January, probably at the latest.
Yeah, I've never seen it during my tenure before, during, or after. The only people I can think of that we only think of the major names that have had them, right?
Yeah.
And they always are not in contracts here, and they're going to be fine. Like, even if they are, like, they're still going to get paid. Like KD, they're not rushing to come back.
No.
I've seen guys come back ACLs quicker than normal, but I have not seen Achilles mid-season or come back sooner than normal. And not saying rush it, but like actually push to be in that season when they don't have to. They usually sit out a year. Like Halliburton probably could come back, but why? Like, what is Indiana gonna
do at this point?
They're not doing anything. Yeah, they're not doing much this year, and they're gonna be done in April. So it's like, all right. And most of the time, that's usually what happens because the top guy is gonna go to a team that's not gonna be that good. They have to sit out. Like they're gonna end in April. So it's like there's no need to rush. But Boston's playing so great.
Yeah,
I know.
In the East, it's crazy. So
a gift and a curse, it seems like.
Do you think it's a wise idea for him to come back, especially the way they're playing?
No.
And for him to, I guess, I wouldn't say jeopardize, but, essentially it's
a risk.
Probably not going to be himself.
And they say that you're good, then you'll be fine. But you're not going to be yourself until like another 6 months after that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fine. You can play with it. You're just not as confident. But you'll just feel second nature will be normal the following year. So to me, I don't think it's worth it because, I mean, they are contenders. They're contenders without him right now. They're contenders if he comes back. And there's definitely a chance and a possibility. But do I see them winning a championship this year, even if he comes back? No, I wouldn't say they're for sure a championship team. So if you're not for sure going to win a championship, then why rush it? Why risk it? So for me, it's like, even if you do come out the East, you still got to deal with the monsters that come out West, whether it's OKC, Denver, or San Antonio. And I don't see you beating them with the roster that you have with Jayson Tatum added to that roster. I think you guys are playing really good regular season, but I think once the playoffs hit, it's going to be a different story depending on who you guys match up with. So I don't think it's worth the risk.
Yeah, I like Evan and I, the doc, we've kind of gone back and forth with this all season, and we kind of figured that he would be out the year, but we've had that thought if Boston was in the running, you never know. But I think, and Evan would be able to tell me better, but something about coming back and just going on a championship run, maybe playing the last 15 games of the season and going through like a full playoffs. I mean, that's just tough in itself. And I think that's the danger. And so he's young, right? So that's a good thing. But he's all.
I think it's also a thing capable. He's very. It's like it for him, especially because with the playoffs are set up, you're gonna have rest in between. Like it's not like the regular season.
Yeah.
You focus on one team and you'll have rest days. When he comes back for the regular season, I'm sure he won't play back-to-backs with minute restriction. But if he can get, which I think he could, because from our understanding, he could start playing right now, and he's playing 5-on-5. If he plays 5-on-5 for this whole month of February, if he comes back by March, he can get a good almost 20 games under his belt.
Yeah,
which is more than enough to prepare for playoffs when you get your minute restriction up in your body, right? Mind you, I don't see them playing him 40 minutes a game in the playoffs. Again, at most 28, 30, which is good enough to be just a threat and a presence out there, and he'll be feeling good. So I think it's definitely very feasible for him to do it. I don't think it's worth the risk if you're not. Like, if you're in a contract year, okay, you're trying to showcase that you're doing something cool, but you're not in a contract year. This team, I don't think necessarily needs you to do what's going to happen with them anyway. I think, at best they're going to be a second round exit, maybe the Eastern Conference Finals. But yeah, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it.
Yeah, and my opinion, just from the PT side of it, right? Most athletes that have rehabbed from Achilles or ACL that I've kind of brought back, they're not mentally ready as well before a year. Like, you know what I mean? Part. Like they can get back, but it's just mentally confidence, things like that. That's like the last kind of barrier. They're physically fine. Like they clear all the tests, they pass all the tests. But mentally, I think that's such a big component because if you have any hesitation in a game, that's what creates other type of injuries, right?
It costs you, and it costs you just your performance. So I agree wholeheartedly, 100%. Just emotionally, physically, like emotionally, mentally, it's just like it takes time to build that confidence to not think about it so much. Like even when I came back from my knee, it was like to not think about my one leg jump. Like I'm gonna just jump off my right leg, or you know what I'm saying. It wasn't more so landing. It was like I'm second guessing because I was a 1 foot jumper on most drives.
Yeah.
So it's like I didn't want to second guess that, but it took until the following year where I'm like, I'm not even thinking about it. I'll just go with do my regular stuff. You had to learn to walk. It's a vulnerable situation, man. Like the whole rehab, learn how to walk, learn how to run again, learn how to land, jump, stick, stop, go, and then do it second nature without thinking about it. Warm up the knee, warm up the Achilles, whatever it is, and also have to cool it down. So yeah, that's more of a mental and emotional thing that takes a little bit longer for guys and gals to get over that hump.
Yeah, and I know you. Let's see, you tore your ACL and LCL,
double ligament. Yeah,
a
little bit of hamstring, a little bit of IT. So I had
a
full tear of pretty much everything in there almost.
Wow. Yeah, like you said,
full tear of everything, but full tear of those two, and then partial tears of hamstring, IT band.
Yeah, because you got forced to the knee, right? It wasn't like it was non-contact.
Yeah.
It was a lot of force.
No. It was Joel Embiid. He fell on he rolled.
That's right.
My knee.
Yeah. Talk about your kind of grind in the rehab with that, and I believe you came back at 8 months. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, the grind. I mean, every day, hours on hours on hours, man. Like when it first happened, I was like, damn, what's going to happen for me now? And everybody's like, you're going to be out at least a year and a half. I'm like, shit. Yeah. And for me, it was a contract year. So like, I was like, I need to when I wanted to play, I wanted to show that I can get back, but I also wanted to be able to continue to keep playing and show that I was going to be damaged goods when I got back and that I can, recover from this. As I talk to other people, like, you can get back sooner than a year. Like if you do it right, if you attack the rehab and do what you're supposed to do, you don't have any setbacks, you can get back, fairly soon. So mine happened in May. I didn't get the surgery till like close to June, end of May. And I just every day, I mean, the hardest part is just getting up and showing up. Yeah. But I was getting, long hour day, like getting in at the facility 7, 8 a.m. and not leaving until like 2, 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Just long days of doing knee stuff and then doing strength stuff. So, but I was, 4 or 5 days a week, making sure I was getting to it. And I had great PTs. Shout out to Mike Roncarati from Memphis and my guy Sean John, who's now currently in Portland with the Trailblazers.
Oh, you work with Dr. Johnson?
Sean? Yeah.
Oh,
Sean
no way.
Guy.
Yeah. Sean, we go way back from a couple mentorship that we did back in the day. So that's awesome. Yeah, he was with the Angels for a while too.
Yep, USC guy. He's with the Portland Trailblazers now, but Sean Johnson and Mike Roncarati, Memphis Grizzlies. They were maniacal. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of crazy, but you need that if you're trying to get back in that type of time frame. And Dr. Elatrosh is the one that did my knee.
Yep.
He did not want to clear me. He's like, you look good, but he's like, this is really soon for a double ligament. He did not want to, but he was like, all right, at 7.5 months, I'm going to go see him. He's like, you're good. And I was like, I'm going to wait 2 weeks anyway, just to do some more rehab, just to give the tendon some more time and go right at 8 months. But I could have came back at 7.5 months if I wanted to. But he was like, I've never seen anything like this. And he like, you're doing it. You make me look good, but be careful. The knee looks strong. Make sure you warm it up the right way, cool it down, ice it, continue to do your rehab. But you look like you're good to go, man. So yeah, it was a lot to my PTs and them pushing me.
Do you think like yourself? We talked about it earlier. You not being very injury prone and it being kind of your first injury. You think that kind of helped you, or hurt you? Kind of get through it.
I think it helped because it was my first injury. So, if it had been like, again, you talk to Paul George, he's had so many injuries. They're like, here we go again. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, it's harder to get up every day and do that rehab. It's harder to push that, like, and be like, force myself to want to get back sooner because I only had one major one. It's like, all right, I can attack this and hopefully never do it again. I'm not trying to be, having surgery or doing rehabs at 40 years old. So this is the first and last, and if I do it the right way, I should be fine. So yeah, I think it helps mentally to not have so many injuries back to back to back. But as I got older, some small things kept happening, and that's when I realized like it's time. Like even when I came back from the knee, I didn't like the fact that I was sitting at home and waiting for phone calls. But even when I was working out and playing pickup, there's a little strain, calf strain here, tightness, hamstring strain, quad strain. I'm like, my body's letting me know, like, I had to limit my minutes. If I was going to play for somebody, it would have to be very limited minutes, which would be a shell of myself. And I'm just like, I'm all right. If I can't get a phone, I'm just gonna hang it up and move on to the next career.
Yeah, that's I mean, obviously when you had it, you were at 35, so it's a little, at that age and the years that you've been on, it's a little tougher than say somebody at like
4 years
23,
of college,
24.
13 years of NBA. So yeah, I was playing for a while.
Yeah, so it's remarkable that you came back at that point, especially early. That shows a lot of how you took care of your body and everything like that. I had a quick question because I know you didn't have many injuries, but you're around players that do all the time. What does it feel like to have the pressure to get back from an injury that needs more time to heal? Like, for example, when you get into the playoffs and, people got blown up ankles, they got hamstring strains, and they're just trying.
The team needs you. You're down on bodies. You guys are losing games. You need the
pressure
games to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, what is that feeling like?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a lot of pressure, but you can feel like there's. For me, it was always because during my tenure, my early years in the league, it was you are not as a rookie, you're not allowed to be hurt, and if you are hurt as anything else, you're giving other people opportunity to take your job.
Yeah.
So it was like it's pressure more so in that. Like, I don't want to lose my job. I don't lose my rotational minutes. I don't want somebody to creep in and take my my minutes. So it was like, I can't be out this soon. I got to show that I'm valuable. One, I got to show that I'm a part of this group and that I belong in the rotational and I've earned my minutes and that, I'm not expendable and not everybody can do what I do. So yeah, you don't want to give up any minutes you want to give up because that's ultimately how you perform, how you produce, and then ultimately how you feed your family. So more so pressure with that than it was with, the pressure of, we got to come back to win for sure. But there was some of the pressure, but it was more so me just being a competitor. I just wanted to hoop. I didn't care to be on the sideline long. But that's just how it was back then. Like the older breed of guys were like, if you can play, you play through bumps and bruises. If you can get back, the sooner the better. Because again, you don't want to give up minutes and you just want to play and you want to be able to earn your contract and show the world what you can do and play in front of thousands of fans, what you dreamed of doing since you were a kid. So yeah.
That's amazing kind of hear from your end. When you think of pressure, you look at Tyrese Halliburton, right? Calf strain in the finals, which likely knows he shouldn't be playing.
Anybody is saying yes. Nobody is not saying yes to the finals. If you're going to
game 7,
exactly.
Game 7, and you're on a $260 million contract, listen, if I'm going to risk it at anything, this is what I'm going to risk my body for because I want to win a championship. I may never get this opportunity ever again. So as much as he probably shouldn't have done it, there's nobody that's a competitor saying no and not doing it.
Yeah, he would do it over and over again. Right, most players would. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, that's what you guys all were playing for, right? Was to be at the top. And so if you have that chance, obviously hindsight's 20/20, but medically, as we talked about, it was a tough decision, and then. Like you said, it all kind of depends on where they are in their contract, right? If they're due up. And I think of like a Kyrie Irving, right? Like if Dallas was competing right now, you would probably hear some whispers as like, is he going to come back?
He'd be saying I'm coming
easier, back. Right?
For sure. A lot of things come into play when it comes to guys pushing themselves to come back at what time and what frame. So, yeah, again, if Dallas was competitive and they weren't trading everybody and firing Nico, Kyrie probably would be playing right now, honestly.